A student from Nanyang Technological University, previously penalized for allegedly misusing generative AI tools, has shared that she was finally granted a proper hearing. In a Reddit post on 24th June, she recounted meeting with a panel that included the academic chair, her program head, and the associate provost. For the first time, she said, she felt heard, as she was allowed to explain her writing process and respond directly to the allegations. The controversy began when NTU announced on 22nd June that 3 students had received 0 marks for a written assignment in a health and politics module. The essays, flagged for academic misconduct, reportedly contained non-existent references, fabricated statistics, and broken links. But the student disputed this account, claiming no in-person meetings had been offered prior to the announcement and that the public statement did not reflect her experience. During the panel hearing, the student said her essay was reviewed thoroughly, paragraph by paragraph. She had the chance to explain her research approach and the citation tool she used, which appeared as a top Google result. The panel also assessed her Google Docs drafts and her familiarity with academic sourcing. In the end, they found no evidence of AI misuse. She was told the incident would not appear on her transcript or be permanently recorded. Although the panel's decision cleared her, the student plans to appeal to NTU's academic board in hopes of regaining marks for non-citation related components. Despite her concern over the GPA impact, she felt proud of having advocated for herself through proper channels. She thanked professors, peers, and the Reddit community for their support, urging others to speak up in the face of perceived injustice. Record the right evidence, and know that you have every right to speak up, she wrote. Under her Reddit post, many users congratulated the student for her persistence and courage in standing up for herself. Several noted that her actions had not only helped her own case, but also opened the door for the other students involved to receive fair hearings. However, some users expressed disappointment at how NTU had initially handled the matter. One user remarked that it was disgraceful that the university only acted like a respectable, competent institution when faced with pressure from media. Others argued that the university should have conducted a hearing from the outset, especially given the seriousness of the misconduct allegation. One user wrote that a proper review should have been the first thing NTU did when a professor slaps a student with such a serious offense. One user who claimed to have previously worked in an academic support role expressed shock at how the case was handled. They criticized the university staff for failing to carry out basic steps, such as listening to the student and verifying the facts, before concluding that academic fraud had occurred. The user felt that although the professor had mishandled the situation, responsibility also lay with the wider academic staff. Some Reddit users also called for accountability on the part of the professor who issued the 0 mark. One commented that the student deserved an apology and hoped the professor's actions would have lasting consequences. Another user suggested that the professor should be removed from teaching, arguing that the mistake showed poor judgment. Despite the positive outcome of the hearing, some users expressed confusion and concern over whether the student's grade would remain at 0. If you're proven not to have cheated, why is the academic board keeping the 0? One user asked. The student clarified that the hearing was separate from the grade appeal process, which was still ongoing. She said it could take several weeks to be processed, but expressed hope that the final result would not remain a 0. She also provided an update that the 2 other students involved in the case were scheduled to have their hearings later in the same week. I've reached out to them on things to prepare for the meeting and will be supporting them as well. We'll be appealing our grades together, she wrote.